Listen up. If your Social Security goes straight into a bank account, you really need to hear this right now. We're witnessing a massive convergence of threats targeting your direct deposit. And I'll be honest, the technology they're using is way beyond anything we've seen before. We're not talking about those obvious clunky phishing scams anymore. This is a highly sophisticated, organized effort to drain the benefits you've literally worked your entire life for. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how scammers are weaponizing brand new tech against you. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. I'm also going to reveal a hidden tool inside your Social Security account that makes it virtually impossible for criminals to touch your money.
$81.5 billion. Let that sink in for a second. That is absolutely not a typo. According to the Federal Trade Commission's December 2025 report, when you factor in the massive number of cases that go completely unreported, the estimated real total losses from fraud targeting seniors hit a staggering $81.5 billion in just one single year. This is a big deal, guys. These are not victimless crimes. We're talking about generational wealth, retirement stability, and basic livelihoods being siphoned away from older Americans on an industrial scale.
So, let me ask you straight up, is your Social Security direct deposit safe right now? Most folks would just automatically say, well, yeah, of course, the government handles it. But what if the very systems designed to verify your identity have already been compromised? The harsh truth is, the whole landscape has changed. Assuming your financial security is a lock right now could seriously be the most dangerous financial mistake you make all year.
Section 1. The Escalation. The February 2026 Breach.
Okay, let's dive into exactly what sparked this crisis. The catalyst really traces back to a massive security failure in February of 2026. A company called Conduit Business Services suffered what the Texas Attorney General actually called the largest data breach in U.S. history. We're talking about over 25 million Americans having their data totally exposed. And the stolen files? They included Social Security numbers, dates of birth, and current mailing addresses. Now, because these records came from systems processing Medicaid data and employer health plans, the victims ended up being disproportionately older Americans. That's the exact demographic these scammers are hunting for.
And here is where the puzzle pieces snap together for these criminals. Think about it. When a scammer wants to hijack your Social Security payment, whether that's online or over the phone, they need to verify your identity using three specific pieces of data: your Social Security number, your date of birth, and your mailing address, right? Well, those are the exact three fields the Conduit breach just handed over to them on a silver platter. Scammers literally now hold the precise keys needed to attempt direct deposit redirects on a massive scale.
To put the financial devastation into perspective, let's look at the FBI data from 2025. The average losses hit about $38,500 per victim for Americans aged 60 and older. That's almost double what it was the year before. And if you just look at government impersonation scams, where someone calls up pretending to be from the SSA or Medicare, that alone cost Americans $798 million. Make no mistake, this is an active, escalating threat network. They are highly funded, and they are incredibly motivated.
Section 2. Psychological Warfare. The Rise of AI Voice Cloning.
Now, stolen data is really only half the battle here. Scammers are also using straight-up psychological warfare in what we call grandparent scams. 3 seconds. That is literally all it takes. Using just 3 seconds of audio, these guys can now generate an AI voice clone that is completely indistinguishable from your grandchild or your child. It perfectly mimics their pitch, their tone, even their emotional inflection. And where do they get it? They just pull it from a voicemail greeting, a quick video on social media, or even just by calling you and hanging up when someone answers the phone. And the success rate of this trap is just devastating. A global McAfee study of 7,000 people showed that 1 in 4 of us has already encountered an AI voice scam or knows someone who has. Here's the kicker. Among the people who actually engaged with the AI voice clone, meaning the ones who stayed on the line, a staggering 77% lost money. The emotional pressure of hearing your grandchild crying, begging you not to tell their parents, pleading for money right this second, it's designed specifically to completely override your rational thinking. Actually, academic studies from 2026 confirm that our instinct and our ears just cannot protect us anymore. People are highly confident in their wrong answers when trying to spot an AI voice.
So, if you can't trust your own ears, what actually works? Well, the only defense that really holds up against voice cloning is a system you've got to establish right now, before the panic even sets in. You need a family safe word. This is just a secret word or a short phrase known only to your actual family members. If you ever get a frantic call from someone claiming to be family in distress, before you transfer a single dime, you stop and ask for the safe word. If they can't give it to you immediately, you hang up the phone. Boom.
Done. Then you call that person directly on the number you already have saved for them. It takes maybe 5 minutes to set this up with your family, and it is an absolute game changer for your security.
Section 3. The official-looking trap. Fraudulent 2026 COLA emails.
Alongside the AI stuff, these criminals are leaning heavily into digital forgery. Since February of 2026, the SSA's Office of the Inspector General has been blasting out urgent warnings about fraudulent COLA, or cost of living adjustment emails. These things look practically identical to official government emails. They claim your COLA increase requires you to activate it by clicking a link or scanning a QR code. But of course, doing that actually installs malware on your device or steals your banking info. So here's the absolute bottom line. Your COLA increase is automatic. It requires zero activation from you. No link to click, no QR code to scan, no number to call. If a message tells you to activate a benefit, it's a scam. For sure, just delete it immediately.
Section 4. The ultimate shield. The electronic access block.
All right, let's pivot to defense because there is some good news. To combat all of this madness, the SSA quietly rolled out a powerful, free tool that solves a massive part of this problem instantly. Inside your My Social Security account over at ssa.gov, there's a feature called the Electronic Access Block. When you turn this on, it completely disables all electronic and automated telephone access to your record. That means absolutely no one, not even a scammer who bought your perfect identity profile from that conduit breach, can change your direct deposit info online. The digital door is literally slammed shut and bolted from the inside.
Now let's be real about the trade-offs here, because you need to know how this actually works day to day. The obvious pro is maximum security. Even with your social security number, your date of birth, and your address, scammers are totally blocked out. The catch? Well, while this block is active, you can't make changes online or by phone either. To update your own banking info, you'd have to physically show up at a local SSA field office with a government-issued photo ID. But hey, think about what that means for a criminal trying to steal your money. They would have to physically walk into a federal building and impersonate you face-to-face with a fake ID. That is orders of magnitude harder than just clicking a few buttons on the dark web. Honestly, for most of us, this minor inconvenience is well worth the ironclad peace of mind.
And speaking of updating your info, here's a quick reminder of just how seriously the SSA is taking this threat. Remember, as of March 2025, the SSA completely banned phone-only direct deposit changes. Why'd they do that? Because a whopping 40% of direct deposit fraud was originating right there, through impersonators sweet-talking agents on the phone. Today, you either use your highly secure online account with two-factor authentication, or you go in person. Turning on that electronic access block just takes your personal security that one necessary step further.
Section 5. Your action plan today. Lock down your account.
All right, guys, knowledge without action is pretty much useless. So here are your concrete marching orders to lock down your financial life today. Step 1, recognize the reality of the threat. With the conduit breach, the data needed to steal your deposit is probably already out there. Step 2, set up that family safe word today. Make sure your regular circle knows no money moves without it. Step 3, go to ssa.gov, log in, and I highly recommend you activate that electronic access block. It takes maybe 2 minutes in your security settings, and it's the strongest single defense you've got. And finally, step 4, while you're logged in there, just check the last 4 digits of your bank account on file. Make sure your payments are still safely flowing exactly where they're supposed to.
So I'm going to leave you with one final, critical question. Have you or your family set up a safe word yet? If the answer is no, make that phone call the very next thing you do today. Look, these scammers are highly organized, they've got deep pockets, and they are really counting on you being totally unprepared. Let's prove them wrong. Take control of your security, activate your defenses, and please, share this explainer with everyone you know who relies on these benefits. Let's make sure we keep what's rightfully ours exactly where it belongs. Stay safe out there, stay vigilant, and thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer.